Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're working on a 2004 Volkswagen Beetle bug. And what we're doing to it is replacing the window crank motor and the window regulator. And we're also putting speakers in it. So I'll show you the car. I didn't want to show you until that car went by. People don't like to be on camera. But this is it. And man, it is bright. All it's missing to look like a beetle bug is to paint a couple yellow and orange spots on it. But it's pretty much a luxury car. I mean, it's nice and clean inside, and everything looks good until you get to the panel. Now I've just got this bolted up temporarily till I get my motor in. As I had to stop, they bought only the regulator, and this is the part I don't like, is pushing this in. You got to push that in, otherwise it'll catch on the outside of it. You see that? So you got to push that in. Somebody didn't put the top on correct. It needs to be shifted, but that needs to be rolled down anytime you open and shut the door. But anyway, I'll show you what the major problem is so we can get out of this sun. Right here is the major issue. Somebody tried to patch this thing up and did a horrible job. You got a crack there. You got a broke right there. You got a break right there going down this way. You got another break right here. Then you got a piece broke out, and I'll show you them here in a minute. You got a piece broke out here, and this piece here is broke. Now, I believe I can take all this stuff off. Somebody tried to weld it by swirling a soldering iron on it, and they had the right idea, they just didn't complete it. What they should have done was filled it in with plastic with that iron, and I believe I have that iron. I'm not sure, but it's got a round surface on it that's flat, so I would imagine that's what it's for welding plastic. So we're going to see if we can't patch this up. But what we're going to do is I'm going to take probably some aluminum or sheet metal or something, and I'm going to form it to the inside of this and bend it over to come all the way to the edge of this. And then we're going to just put pop rivets in it to hold one here, maybe one here, and then one here, one here, one here. Closer, of course, but a little neat. So then we can sand this all down and put a little bit of Bondo in it and smooth it out. And it's possible we could probably paint this. It's going to have rivets in it, so I don't know if I can get those to not show or not, but there's always going to be a hump there. So no matter how you work on it, it's going to still look better after I'm done than what it does now. Right now, you can't hardly pick this up without it breaking more pieces. This piece here, this whole one piece is all broke off. So this one's separate. This one's almost separate. It's just minus that break right there is all it takes to break that. So it's two pieces. Well, actually two. This piece, and this piece, and this piece. That's four pieces. So we're going to set this up on the, I'm going to get something to lay on top of there, a piece of plywood, and we're going to set that up on top of there so I don't have to bend over. And we'll be right back. So we're going to try to get this piece here out because they actually melted on it too. We're hoping we can salvage that for the fix. Now the part that needs to break unless I can get that to go down in there without breaking something. Then we can work around it maybe. Well, let me take this and turn it over. This thing's in pretty bad shape, man. Somebody got in here with the wrong tools. Hell, they didn't even line that correctly. You got another inch to come this way before you glue it in place. They glued it in place right here. I can't get it off of that. So I'm gonna get all these zip ties. Somebody used a bunch of zip ties in it. So we're gonna get all them out of there. So we're gonna take and cut all these zip ties off. Some of them's already broke. That was a little hard to get into. And we try to pull this out of here. Something else has got a hold of it. Well, let's see what's got a hold of it. Something's got a hold on it. Screw in it. Wow. It looks terrible. Today we are using Stanley. So let's go ahead and get this one out, because hopefully we don't need it when we go to put it back together. I mean, I could have thought of a better solution than that. Somebody put these screws in by not pre-drilling, and when they didn't pre-drill, all they did was burnt the plastic out. Alright, so we get this out of there because we're probably not going to need it back in there. Be like Sanford and Son. Alright, that looks like about a 1/4 inch. Now we're using Esco. These here are roofing screws. They got the rubber washer on the bottom of them for metal roofing. Wow. I tell you, man, it takes all kinds. So we can get this screw out and hopefully we'll be able to save this. One piece. Alright, so what's going on here? You know how much they want for this thing? Oh, I think we're getting a piece out. There we go, we got a piece out. So we'll set that aside. So go and pull this out, but something's got a hold of it right here, and I'm not real sure what it is. I think it's just a piece of glue. I'm gonna have to turn it over, but that's gonna be a freaking task. Oh, it's got the original rivet in it right there. So we're gonna have to work around that. So from what I can see, somebody tried to weld a zip tie to it to use as a way to strengthen it. And there is a penny trying to slide out of here. Well, it won't slide because well, I don't want to mess with this too much. Basically what we want to do is right here where this brake is, where they had the screws, we can probably get away with putting a just a piece of metal across here, but we'll make the metal long enough so that it can bend down. I'll show you what I mean. If I make the metal come from across here and down and have it turn, that would give it some rigidity right there in that crack. So we want to try to make this about, we'll say about 1 inch past that and 1 inch past this. So we'll measure 1 inch from here to, or measure what it is from here to here, and we're just going to make it an even amount. It's probably about 4 inches. So we'll measure that and see what it is. Yeah, 4 inches will work fine. So we're going to make us a piece of metal to go in here. And we're not going to try to patch the cracks on the other side. Simply because I'm going to cover it over anyway. And I'll probably put some kind of an epoxy right here, JB Weld or something like that, to put in here. But there's enough grooves and holes and cracks and stuff in it that's all different shapes that can act as a way to hold it. We just got to make sure that whatever we put in here will stick good to this. So we'll just put an overlapping piece of, or some epoxy, and just bring it all the way around. This was originally stapled, I believe. I don't know how. No, it probably had little ears that popped through there that are now gone. That's why they used glue. So there's the information on that door. But we're going to try to piece this together. I don't know how we're going to do this one. It's possible we can make a piece of metal going from, we'll probably make it go up past this, thin enough to go in this hole right here and come down here and just bend and to that shape right there, and bend down into here and come down to around about right here, and put 2 pop rivets in it using one of these holes as for a pop rivet, and make a new one for a new pop rivet. That way it'll hide that hole. Maybe. Might have to separate it and put another screw in it somewhere else. But we'll see. And we can do the same thing to this part right here, utilizing them 2 pop rivet holes. Might have to wire them out to 1/8 inch. They might be 1/8 inch. They look like they're about 1/8 inch. But so we got a plan for that, and we got a plan for this. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. I don't know if these pieces are left on the, this is what holds the bottom of the door or panel. We may have to redesign the way this thing is bolted on by just making an L bracket to put on the door, and when this goes up on the bottom of it, just have a screw going into it going up. We might have to do that because that's all missing. This actually comes out square to the door, and I had the camera down too far, and it just goes straight across, and there's a hole to put a screw in to screw this to the frame on it. So, but that's not going to be an issue. So this piece here, however, this is going to be a little more difficult. So we're going to have to probably do a lot of epoxy there and use this panel that goes in here as a way to support all of that. So this panel is going to be the main tie everything together so it holds together. This here will be self-contained, problem fixed. This will be a self-contained, problem fixed. And this is not going to be a fix, a good fix. It might look like it's fixed, but it won't be fixed. So then once I get that fixed, then we go put that other panel in there, and then we will make sure it's really nice and secure all the way around it. And tie into this. Maybe put a pop rivet here, 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 and here. And that will support all this and squeeze it all together. So this won't even matter once we get this piece in. This seems to be okay right here. I mean, these people were really crazy about that welding on this thing. And then the speaker cover, I think I'll just take and put some epoxy in here. Oh, there's another break right there. That's going to be an easy fix right there. So we can just take a piece of metal down across this. Yeah, it's going to have pop rivets in the front of it. And I told him that. I said, I can fix it. It's just not going to be pretty. So he just wants to sell it, and the girl's already bought it. So I guess I'm working for her now. My landlord's selling it. And he just informed me about a half hour ago that he had it sold to a girl. She called him to find out how much insurance and transfer and everything. But anyway, then we got a break up here that I didn't see till just now. So I don't know how we're going to fix that one. I mean, there is a gap in between this panel and this panel. I don't know if this panel can actually come off easily. If it'll even come off at all. Somebody's glued it. Well, somewhat. This one's the only one holding it. This one. Oh, I see they got zip ties in it to keep it from coming off. So I'm probably going to have to take all them off so I can get this off. Get this whole top panel off. And then we can... Oh, crap. There's another one that needs to be fixed. So I definitely got to take this off now. Wow. Man, what did this thing go through? A frickin' war? The outside of that car and the inside of it don't look like it, but that door sure as hell does. That's crazy, man. I've never had anything so broke up in my life. Of course, I can't say that I haven't seen other stuff broke up. Around here, nothing ceases to amaze me. These people just don't care about their vehicles. They're driving as long as it will start and go. That's all that matters to them. They don't care what it looks like. That son of a bitch could be dragging 3 mufflers on the back of it. Door hanging off of it. No hood. And no muffler. No bearings in the wheels. I've seen it all. But anyway, that's what we're doing right now, is trying to fix this. So basically what I'm going to do is go ahead and start making these pieces, and hopefully we can make this happen. So the first piece that I'm going to make is going to be this piece right here, so we can actually lift this thing up without... Need these two fixed first. So we're going to start with that one. We got 4 inches and about, let's see, I can't find my small caliper, so I had to use my big ones. Alright, so I'm going to give it probably about a 1/4 inch. I think we're going to make it 2 inches. Alright guys, we got our piece of metal made, and we want to put that down in there as tight as we can, so we're going to have to take and cut some of this stuff out of here. It's all gummed up. So we're going to set you here on that speaker to hold it in place while we cut this. We're just going to trim a little bit of that stuff off of the edge. Alright, that is supported now. So now we got to do that part. Alright, so now we need to attach this piece. We already got that piece in. And we'll probably put something here to fill that in, to make it level, so that when we do some kind of Bondo over it, it'll be nice and straight. So we'll probably fill that in with a piece of plastic. So now this piece needs to be trimmed a little bit. So we're gonna get our air hose here and fish it through a maze of stuff that catches on everything. And I changed to the ball tip, which probably ain't gonna be worth a crap either, but we'll find out. So what I've done is I've made this piece, but I want it to fit in there nice and flat, and then bend it to go down and follow that contour. So we're going to probably bend it right there. So we're just taking, bend that to about like that right there. Then come up a little bit more. We're going to have to judge it. Probably something like that right there. Something like that. Alright, so now we got to clean all that crap off of it that somebody else put on it. And hope we can. Alright, so now we need to get our little clamp. So basically what we're going to do is just put this up against there. I'm pushing against it with my chest on the other end. And then we're just going to clamp that right in place. Just like so. Alright, so now let's see if our piece fits. Well, I kind of made it a little bit too short. So we're going to have to redo that. Alright, let's try that. Alright, it's deep enough. Now we need to turn that down a little bit. And then we're going to clamp that. I didn't have to open it that far, but I had to open it far enough to get it on there. Alright, so we're going to clamp that right there. Then we're going to, I'd like for the clamp to be that way, but that means I'd have to put a shim in this, because I need to be able to get the drill in here. So let's just do this one, clamp it down, and then we'll drill this one, put that one in, then we'll come over and do this one next. Problem is my damn drill bit's so freaking dull. Let me go try to sharpen this drill bit. So let's go ahead and drill us a hole right here. We need far enough away to chuckle past the clamp. Maybe I ought to put one that, we'll just put it right here. We got enough, you gotta leave enough room for the pop rivet gun. Alright, now we can take that loose. Alright, so I don't know what happened. Battery went dead, I guess. But I put a pop rivet in this front piece to hold it to the handle part opening. So now I'm just going to drill 2 more holes. Alright guys, so now we've got this panel somewhat put together. Raise it up here so you guys can see what's going on here. But this is still broke. But it's solid. You know, it's not moving. So I don't know if I can put a piece of metal behind that or something, because this piece on the inside comes to about right here, so I can put a pop rivet right there into a piece of metal behind this, and another piece on this side, and that will hold them 2 pieces together. There ain't a whole lot I can do about this right here except to put a pop rivet right there, there, and there. I actually just need to put a pop rivet right here. But we're going to have to put some kind of an epoxy on top of it I don't know what I'm going to use yet. I thought about fiberglass, but I really am not interested in doing fiberglass. However, it would be a good test to see if I can do fiberglass work, but I don't want to waste any of it messing up. So, but it's late tonight. I got other things I need to do, so we're going to stop on this, and we're just going to call this part 1 of the door 2004 Volkswagen Beetle inner door panel fix. Probably, well, no, I didn't get a picture of it before, but I do have a video, so, but I'm going to put this on hold for, still waiting on a windshield or a motor for the door for the window. So we're going to put this off to the side, and I just wanted to show you guys how I reinforce this. Yeah, it's not pretty, and I'll probably talk him into going and getting some tan, if we can get this color tan, and repaint all the rivets and everything so it don't stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, no matter what you do, it's not going to ever be perfect. It's barely okay, but it is at least strong now. So it's stronger than it was. At least now I can pick it up without worrying about it falling apart on me. But I'll put some epoxy in behind the speaker to hold that back out where it's supposed to be, and maybe put a little bit of Bondo here or something and sand it down. I don't know what we'll do. But this is about all I'm going to do to it right now. And we'll just say this is part 1. So hope you guys learned something out of this. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.